That Sheila Omi? I want to make
Omi,
sure
yes.
Omi. Okay, I want to make sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. I put my foot in my mouth one time and never again. But I'm here with Sheila Omi. You play Cinder in the new Pixar movie Elemental. And I was looking at your IMDb, and your first major feature length movie was Charlie Wilson's War. So right away, you get to work with Mike Nichols and Aaron Sorkin, which is hey, that coming out of the gate running.
Oh my God. And that's how I got my SAG card, by the way.
Nice.
Wow.
So, what's it like? You know, uh, you have a lot of acting credits and producing credits and directing credit, which, by the way, we'll get into that later on. But what's kind of your take on just being in Hollywood doing the work? Do you prefer one aspect of movie making over another one, or where's your kind of thoughts on that?
I love voiceover work so much because you don't have to deal with I feel like with the arts, it's a tightrope you're walking on, anything that you do. So for film acting, you're walking a tightrope with your voice, a tightrope with your emotions, a tightrope physically. And so when you do animation, at least the physical tightrope is out of the way, and that's a really tough one for me. And I have to do a lot of preparation for it to make sure I'm not too big and not too bland, and that it's just the right amount of materials I'm using. But animation, I can just have fun and be physical, and I don't have to do as much preparation for it as I do for on camera work. So have a
Yeah,
lot more fun with it.
yeah.
And
What?
directing work, just
Oh. And I guess with the voiceover work, what's kind of the so you get called and you're gonna do this voiceover character. Like what's the process like that? Like how long are you when you're doing a movie you're on set for a couple weeks, probably not the case with animation. Like what's the work process like with that?
so it's always different with this elemental. I had the great honor and privilege that Peter Sohn, who is the director and he's the creator and co-writer of Elemental, he called me and he said that he had been wanting to cast the character of Cinder for a while, and he'd gone through a number of really amazing actresses and voiceover artists, but he wasn't able to find the quality that he needed for Cinder because Cinder was based on his Korean mom. And so I was just so grateful that somewhere in my voice, he heard the quality of his mother who had passed away a couple years earlier. God bless her soul. And so it became so important for me to do a good job, not only because Peter had entrusted me with this work, but also I felt like his mom's soul is watching me. So,
Yeah, I also and I don't get to watch a lot of TV because the watching anywhere from 5 to 10 movies a week. Don't have time to get into a series. But I
mhm.
knew I was talking to you, so I had to give Tehran a shot. Holy crap, that show's awesome.
Well, thank you.
I'm only 4 episodes into that. What kind of became like how did that get into life? And how am I just now hearing of it? I must be living under a rock or something because this thing is a hidden gem, at least from my perspective.
It really is. It really is a hidden gem. And I feel like with Tehran, it really takes a higher brow audience to get into it because there are three different languages being spoken. There's English, but there's also Hebrew, there's also Persian, and sometimes you have to read subtitles. And um, but yeah, what a hidden gem, right? What a ride that is.
I assume you're multilingual, just based on the stuff I've seen of yours. And I kind of want to. This is probably an incredibly ignorant question, but I just don't know. So maybe I'll become ignorant. I'm not multilingual, but a lot of times I'll hear people speaking. The people are they are talking to each other, both know different languages, and sometimes they'll switch from one language to another, seemingly at random, but maybe not. Where does that come from? Like topping from one language to another when you're speaking to someone else? Because I've seen that in movies, and I've also seen that in some of the stuff that you've worked on, among other things.
there are certain ideas that are just so much easier to express in one language versus another. Like I've heard that English is the best language for instruction manuals, right? Persian is an incredible language for metaphors and for poetry. So there are times when you're giving instructions that it's just so much easier to do it in English. Um, and you know, so yeah, so I go in and out myself. Like if you spoke Farsi, I might have done a couple sentences in Farsi with you.
Actually another thing, and I wish I saw this so much earlier than today, but I caught up with Wake Up Sleeping Beauty. I found now I don't know if this is a proper way to watch it. Found it on YouTube, and if there's
Yes, it's on
if there's a
way to
better
watch.
place,
Yeah,
YouTube's good. Great.
yeah.
Holy crap.
You saw that?
Yeah,
I'm
I wish I would have watched it a couple days earlier because I'm still kind of just even talking to you now. I'm still processing that the amount of beauty and the way that you know the whole setup of it, the writing of it is just fantastic. What brought you into that? And it's, I'd love to watch this as a stage play. I'd love this is kind of like a 12 Angry Men for me. Like I'd love to see a different take of this, like every couple of years to get new actors chance to
oh,
do the material because this was just fantastic. I love this.
bless you for watching it. And did you know that none of the actors ever met each other to this day? That each actor came in individually. I turned my living room into a green screen studio and I gave them
Yeah,
islands. So it looks like they're talking to each other, but they've never met.
yeah.
We put that backdrop on. Thank you so much for saying that. This was commissioned by the Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health. As you know, it was supposed to be a play originally, and then COVID happened, and they said, you can't do a play. You want to do a Zoom play read? And the play was written by my dear friend, Mastan Mohaddam, who is a therapist. So it just had so much psychological gems. Um, it's so interesting that to bring it back to Elemental, what was such a connection was that in the cartoon, the animated film Elemental, the character of Ember, who is the daughter of immigrants, resonates so much with the character of Daria, who is the daughter of immigrants, and that same guilt that all children of immigrants feel, and I'm also an immigrant and a child of immigrants, that there is a burden that we are burdened with and a guilt that really puts a damper on our lives. And you think that, my God, life is so short. Do what you want, but there is a part of us that we can't because we're so keenly aware of the sacrifices that our family made for us to be able to live. And this is a situation that, you know, people that don't have that immigrant experience might not have.
Yeah. I'd also like I love the in a similar theme with Wake Up Sleeping Beauty, the air quote bad guys. I don't think that's quite the intention, but you get a really honest look inside their lives because they're
Right,
basically you have the montage scenes where they're basically expressing their feelings
right.
and like I don't agree with them but I totally understand where they're coming from and then at the end when she wants to bring like she sees how her family is like hurting her and hurting her daughter that's about to come into the world instead of being angry with them although she wants to bring them in because she loves them and it's I was thinking of Wade in Elemental watch just even hearing someone describe this movie just like bawling which I'm probably gonna do right now but yeah it was fantastic.
Falling, crying, like, wait, oh my God, thank you so much for watching it so deeply. And that was so important to me in that film to uh, exactly what you said, that at the end, that she's not angry, she's loving them because you can't be angry. And, you know, and where's anger going to get you? Which is, by the way, Amber's problem in Elemental, that she's just got these anger issues that she's trying to surmount.
Yeah, well not normally like with someone making a movie I'd ask them what a good double feature for the movie they're advertising in this case Elemental but I think Wake Up Sleeping Beauty would be a fantastic movie to double feature with Elemental because they're married in so many wonderful ways.
Many
uh
ways. Wow, I'm just blown away that you picked up on that.
yeah
Thank you.
but one of the things I ask everyone is we have a what's in the box segment. And what we have people put in the box is a movie that you like that's important to you, not necessarily a movie that you were in or part of, but a movie that you enjoy that you think is more people should see or more people should something that's important to you that you'd like to put in the box that you think more people should have eyes on.
Wow. There was a movie called Ishtar that I loved. This movie is hilarious, and I cannot believe that the critics panned it the way they did. And I wish more people would have seen it with open eyes. It's just so sad when a few critics don't like something and they just destroy the just so many years of effort and work that good people put into something, and something that is good, that is really good. I felt like that was such a great film, and I laughed out loud
Yeah.
so much in the theater.
Yeah, we had someone on the show that was talking about Amazing Spider-Man 2. That's another movie that's so widely panned, but for him, it's like, he saw so much more in it that most people don't. And that's kind of like why, like, on our show, like if we review something, like we don't like it, that's our opinion. That there's going to be someone else that's their favorite movie, and I think that's a wonderful thing.
I agree.
Also, I guess I'll just end up with this. You got a couple of things coming up. You got Sisters, The Last King, Chaos. Is there anything you can say about any of those? Because I'm becoming quite a quick fan of you and would love to see anything else you're in the future.
Thank you so much. So season 3 of Tehran is going to be coming. We don't have a date yet, but finished filming. And Chaos is a really beautiful creation of, there's a brilliant writer. She's from the UK. Her name is Charlie Cowell. And she wrote The End of the Effing World. And I think that's a Netflix show. And you'll just see the brilliance of her writing on that show. And so she's written and she's created and produced Chaos. And what I can tell you is that it's about if the Greek mythological characters were alive today and they all lived in Crete. And it is a fun show. And I don't know when it's coming out. It might be sometime next spring or summer, but I can't wait when it's out, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk.
Oh, for
I think
sure.
we'll really enjoy it.
Yeah, and hopefully I'll have Wake Up Sleeping Beauty. Kind of that movie's living rent free in my head for quite a while. So thank you for coming on the show, and yeah, I look forward to what you got going on in the future.
Oh my God, such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.